Everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today it is time for our next Summoner quest. Our minion for today is pointing at me very rudely. Hello there, Dancing Wolf. Dancing Wolf awaits your return, a grave expression upon his features. And ooh, getting a nice upgrade which will probably do absolutely nothing for us if past trends indicate. Auspicious timing, Satora. There's been news, and none of it good. Our soldiers in Central Thanalin have reported another attack. I looked over the notes for the initial investigation, and it would seem Tristan, or someone who looks very much like him, has struck again. I'll have one of my men contact Dimitra with the details, but I suggest we head out to the Nanawa mines immediately and question one of the surviving victims. Not great. Hopefully this will result in a lead. Oh, thank goodness. We actually will get an upgrade out of this. A few of our other jobs have gotten absolutely nothing from their upgrades due to just unfortunately how over-leveled we've been. Alright, out to the Nanawa mines. Looks like our fastest route's through Central Thanalin, and I'll just go ahead and meet you there. Alright, there you are, Dancing Wolf, and an assaulted miner. Dimitra sent word that she would be along shortly, if only this gentleman was as agreeable. What do you mean, more questions? I spilled me tale to 3 different soldiers already. Me work gets further and further behind every time I gotta stop and talk to you folk. Here's an idea though, how about you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours? That big lad in the uniform there looks like he could lift some good-sized rocks. And what about you, lass? You some sort of mage? We've had some trouble with the local Spriggan swiping our fire silver, and you're just the woman to get it back. That stuff's as rare as chocobo teeth, you know? Now just a moment, sir. We don't have the time for these distractions. Then maybe I don't got the time to talk to you. Not until there's a little give with your take. Frustrating, but honestly fair. I fear he means to be stubborn about this, Satora. Please humor the man and retrieve his precious ore from the Spriggans. I mean, it's not the most unreasonable request, to be honest. If he keeps getting interrogated, yeah, I can imagine that getting irritating. And putting you behind on your work, if you value your work, then yeah, that's going to be really infuriating. Alright, so where are these Spriggans? Over here? I probably should have summoned my carbuncle, but oh well. Let's go ahead and eliminate these koblins and the flame tender. Grab the fire silver back from them, and then we can be on our way. All right, there we are. That's only one chunk. Okay. Fun. Where can I find more? Over here. Perfect. Alright, hello there, Spriggan Flame Tender. More thieves. More thieves who need to be punished. Genuinely surprised that didn't kill you. At least not quicker than that. And here's the last one. Oh, they have stone skin. Yeah, maybe I should have been interrupting that with sleep. Oh dear. Well, thankfully it doesn't seem to be doing too much to defend them. We broke right on through, so... Not really the biggest threat, but still. Would have been nice to interrupt that. Alright, I bring to you your fire silver. What happened, Dancing Wolf? Are you okay? This is a picnic compared to my officer training. I'm sure it is. You find them Spriggans, lass? What about me fire silver? Got it right here. Also known as ruby silver, this rare grayish red mineral is often found near veins of regular silver. For every 100 ponds of silver a miner excavates, however, she'll be lucky to find even a pond of fire silver. Oh, you got the whole lot back. Much appreciated. My apologies, my studies took rather longer than I... Captain Wolf, is everything alright? Everything's fine. Now let's hear your story, sir. I reckon you've earned it. Well, we was in the mine loading the carts with our haul for the day when this bloke in robes appears. Doesn't say a word, the bastard just snaps his fingers and sets his pet demon to light me mates on fire. Ifridegi. Satora, if you would be so kind. Sure, let's terrorize another person. Bloody hells, aye, that's the fiend I saw. It's as we feared then. And this robe-clad man, do you have any idea of why he attacked you? Well, lass, there's more than silver to be had from Nanawa. On a good day, we dig up our fair share of crystals as well. That seems to be what he was after. I'm not ashamed to say that I fled for my life once folks started going up in flames, but when I went back to sort out the mess, the car that had the crystals in it was empty. He took them all. Aye, every single one. And that's all I've got to say about that. Hope you catch the bastard. Crystals. There was a crate of crystals on the list of goods stolen from that caravan. He must have taken everything else to conceal his intent. Our quarry grows careless or simply impatient. It is time I re-examine certain other incidents that we did not think related to this case. Meet me at the Hall of Flames and we shall discuss the matter further. I can imagine only one reason why a man such as Tristan would seek to acquire a wealth of crystals. Come, Satora, let us not keep Captain Wolf waiting. Alright then, back we go. Sounds like Tristan intends to do a proper summoning. That is scary. Alright, back to the Immortal Flames. Alright, you meet your dancing wolf. Did you find anything? Whatever evil our callous foe is planning, we cannot allow it to come to fruition. Let us speak with Captain Wolf and learn what else his investigations have uncovered. Indeed. I inspected our incident records, paying close attention to cargo manifests that included crystals. We had attributed several recent raids to the Amalsha, but the victims were, every one of them, burned to death. Not entirely impossible, considering the lizardmen's affinity for fire, but to find not a single arrow or spear wound. Aye, it is highly unlikely. Mayhap I should say it aloud what we are all thinking. Judging by the sheer number of crystals involved, we must assume that this villain intends to call forth a primal. After my encounter with Ifrit, I learned just how devastatingly powerful these entities can be, and I believe that summoners, with their ability to harness such power, hold the potential to achieve great things. But if Tristan truly is mad enough to summon a primal, then that unthinkable act, and the bloody deeds he performed in preparation for it, will cause people to question the motives of all who practice the summoner's art. My studies of the tombstones revealed to me a tale of adulation. The summoners of Alag were revered as heroes for their part in defeating the ancient primals. But reverence slowly turned to revulsion as practitioners, intoxicated by their own immense power, began wielding the art of summoning as a means to further their own selfish ambitions. That is not to say, of course, that all summoners chose to become tyrants. Amongst the common people, however, it became a strongly held superstition that those who meddled in the powers of the primals ultimately fell into the embrace of evil. The superstition blossomed into outright terror, and that is when the mage hunts began. By the end of the Third Astral Era, the last of the summoners had vanished from the stage of history. And should we allow Tristan to go through with his plans, then we risk a repeat of that tragedy. I will review the state of patrols on the crystal trade routes. We will catch him. Satora, before I joined you at the Nanawa Mines, I was able to recover another incantation that may prove useful in the coming days. Wield its power wisely. And we get an upgrade. Ruin 2 becomes Ruin 3, which is plus 30 potency. Over a 10% increase in its power. Very, very nice. And with that, no changes to the rotation with that new ability. We're simply much more powerful now. Over 10% more powerful on our basic GCD. So with that, next time on Final Fantasy XIV. Looks like we are going off now that we have finished all the level 54 combat job quests, to take care of some gathering. We're moving on to gathering and crafting at level 55. I will see everyone next time for some mining.